Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ram Director channel. My name is Christian as always, and I am very pleased, honoured and privileged to be joined by, I'm not sure what he wants to be called, but he is the founder of Arash Cars, Mr. Arash Farboud. Arash, welcome to the Ram Director channel.
Hey, thank you, Christian. I got the bottle.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I sent Mr. Arash, Mr. Farboud, this beautiful bottle of Admiral Rodney Royal Oak, which is available on most good websites, including the Whiskey Exchange, where I got this one from. It's for about £57 or so. We met the other day randomly while I was trying to welcome in Seb Delaney into Clubhouse, this new app which has taken the world by storm. We had a conversation. I said, would you mind jumping in for an interview? He said, absolutely. I said, I'll make it sweet for you. I'll send you a bottle of rum. And you said, great, let's get this done. Arash, you started creating cars in 1999. Tell us the stories. How do you went from doing whatever you were doing to creating supercars, including the AF10, which has over 2,080 brake horsepower from 5 engines, 4 of them are electronic, and 1 is a 7-liter V8, a fire breather, originally from a Chevrolet engine.
Yeah, we always love Chevrolet. Brilliant engines, really reliable. No problem with Chevrolet. Well, we've had a few problems, but don't you always with any small car company over the years. We've had some, exciting times, but it gets hot. That's the only problem with that engine. It gets really, really hot. So we have to cool it, manage it. AF10, the one on the website you're seeing is a supercharged V8 based on a Chevrolet. And then we've got 4 electric motors around the car. For that car, that's the fastest car in the game, Asphalt 8. You can play on your iPhone.
You can play it now. The link to Asphalt 8 will be in the description below. Go check out the Arash AF10.
Awesome.
And you also have a new model, which is the AF10 is priced at about 1.2 million currently. So you can go check out the link in the description to Arash Cars. But you have a car which is significantly cheaper at around £168,000. And it is a stunning little motor with 3 variants.
Yeah, beautiful car. That's like
the AFX, isn't it?
Yeah. There's 3.
It is stunning. And you have the AFX, I see, coming up.
Oh, yeah. That's our new Hyper Car.
That's the new Hyper Car. So the AF8 comes in 3 editions, the Launch Edition, the Cassini, and the Falcon Edition. The Falcon Edition has the beautiful little cheeky rear spoiler at the back and even increased black highlights. So what can you tell us about the AFX? What can we expect to see from this little number?
That's like the even higher performance than an AF10. Can you believe it? So the AF10 is like 2,200, so it's 550 kilowatts.
But the AF10 already has over 2,080 brake horsepower combined.
I know.
What on earth are you going to be doing to the AFX that makes the AF10 slow?
Well, the reality is that the petrol engine is now getting in the way for me. So we don't have a history that's dependent on petrol engines. So we never really got round to making our own petrol engine. We did. We actually did a few of our. The petrol engine starts getting in the way of the electrical systems, in my opinion. It starts becoming a little bit clumsy. Yeah, it's pure warp drive, as we call it, rather than petrol engine plus warp drive. Warp speed, warp drive. We had warp drive too. We did it in 2016. We had warp drive systems, basically, because we couldn't get our heads around the numbers. So yeah, it's the next stage for us is eliminating the petrol engine, the complexities of petrol engine and gearboxes and calibration. It's just like, we don't need the hassle for the car. Yeah, we did a lot of analysis for 2 years now, and we've worked out how to do it all, and we're just doing it now. It's like, we're doing it. We're just making the next generation car. We can't get anything built for us. We have to make it all ourselves. We can't get the electric motors we want, so we have to do them ourselves. The battery packs, the inverters, the chargers, the DC drop downs, the high voltage lines, the low voltage lines, the CAN bus controllers. We have to do all the chassis, the carbon monocoque chassis is epic. So we're doing that now. No one can really do it for us because we're so demanding on performance numbers, pricing, detail, finishes. So yeah, it is kind of grow your own because I've got no choice.
Now, you're focused in a part of the world which is not renowned for this kind of horsepower. You're situated out in Newmarket, which is much more known for its horse racing.
The council wanted innovation, technology, and something more than just horse racing to be celebrated in this region. So everybody knows who I am over here. The building isn't marked. The council knows who I am. The people know who I am, but nobody knows where I am and who I am and what I'm doing here, if that makes sense. We're like a secret bit of Newmarket that those know. So it's a bit like a back.
Could you be the UK's secret hypercar company, which people need to know more about?
Yeah, so you're right. So for the last 10 years, I've been very secret squirrel doing stuff and keeping under the radar. And it doesn't really help the ongoing cause. So, you know, you try and stay modest and not really talk about what you're doing. Otherwise, you can get yourself into a situation of jealousy and, you know, problems and people picking on you. So now I've got to this stage in life, I'm like, I can't really bother with that anymore. Pick on me. I don't care. I can deal with it.
Arash, before you got into cars, what were you into beforehand?
I got into cars very, very young. You know, Lego and Lego model,
etc.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Just I've been into cars since I was like 4, 3, ever since I was a kid. So it goes from that to draw. I mean, when I was at university, I used to sketch cars all day long. I used to sketch. I'm a geneticist by education, a geneticist and business studies guy. So in my genetics class, I used to sketch cars and then give them to all my colleagues. They used to watch me sketch during like a biochemistry.
So there you are doing your genetics. Which university did you go to, by the way?
I went to Queen Mary and Westfield College in London. It's a really cool university. Yeah. Really
so there you are studying genetics and business studies. And in fact, you're doing something completely opposite and you're designing cars. You're drawing up your own cars. Well, but it seems like you've now got a company, and I've said your cars, they look stunning. And from what I've heard, when I hear those engines, there is nothing that sounds quite like a tuned up V8 engine. So when I heard you had an American 7-liter V8, I wasn't thinking, the people in London and people at Greenpeace won't like this, because they burn a lot of fuel. All I was thinking was the noise, the feeling, because I can imagine the feeling inside the cockpit of one of your cars with that huge beast behind you is something to which some people, the Italians, like their espresso in the morning. I think you just need to jump in one of your cars in the morning and start up the engine.
It's like a nuclear power plant behind you. Especially when you weigh 1,000 kilos, you've got 600 horsepower with a basic setup that we've got on AF8. You know, 1,000 kilos, 600 horsepower. I don't know, 550 Newton meters of torque, manual gearbox, pretty simple interior, racy, carbon body. It's you in the car. Make sure your talent bag's full. If your talent bag's not full, could get Larry. But don't worry, it'll make you slow down. It's fine. It's not going to hurt you that badly. So you just keep doing what you want to do, and you stop or slow down or whatever. But if you want to, you can get sideways, big power. That's great. I love the AF8. Yeah. AF10 is spaceship. It is spaceship. It's got everything.
When you're creating a car for a client, it is much like going down to Savile Row and saying, I want a suit made. And it is tailored to them. Which is why I think that car companies like yours need as much love and as much recognition as they can possibly get.
Yeah, we're a dying breed because people don't see value in it all. They don't get the value.
I have to say, thank you so much for giving us a bit of your life story. I could talk to you for hours, and I'm sure that when we meet face to face, when this COVID lockdown. We haven't got to be looking like
Yeah,
Darth Vader.
You're in Monaco, aren't you, Christian?
I'm indeed in Monaco, yes.
I mean, I'm there every year. I love Monaco. I mean, the AF10 was in Monaco last year. No,
well, the next time you're down here, I have to. If you could take me for a spin in one, that would be awesome. So you know what? We've spoken about cars. Now let's talk about rum. Now you sent me a video yesterday when you opened this up saying this tastes like a little bit like a whiskey.
Doesn't taste like a rum to me.
Anyway, so cheers.
It is smooth as anything with a smoky finish. It's really, really.
Oh, this is aged for 7 years. This is a St. Lucian rum. Admiral Rodney, if you see one of my former videos on the Admiral Rodney podcast, link down below, you'll see that actually the history of this bottle is incredible. And the box itself has got plenty of nice little information about Rule Britannia. If you look on there, it gives tons of information about who Admiral Rodney was, etc., etc. I'm not going to repeat myself. But this one has not been aged in port casks, it's been aged in bourbon casks, which gives it that nice whiskey flavor. And as you can see from that bottle there, this beautiful coloring to it. And
yeah, check out this.
Yeah, and of course, it's got one of my favorite stoppers of all time. It's one which, no matter how big or small your hands are, it comes right out, right in, and you don't really get cramped. Easy. It's just very pleasant, very easy, and obviously they thought about their customers when it comes down to it. Now this has flavors of ginger, nutmeg, raisins, prunes, milk chocolate, and caramel. It's been made from molasses. It's got no added sugar or flavorings to it. So what you get literally comes straight out of the cask, and it is absolutely stunning. So I think that, Arash, unless you've got anything more to say, I don't want to go on for much longer, but it's been great talking to you. If there's anything more you'd like to say, I'm all ears, because I have to say, this is the second or third time that we've spoken.
It is, yeah. I sent a load of videos of me trying out the drinks with the guys over here.
So I will actually can include those later. I'll do a sort of a nice little...
Yeah, you should do that. I'm not wearing a suit normally. Normally, I'm like a proper engineer, you know.
No, normally, as you can see from my videos, normally I'm in a t-shirt, or normally I'm taking a bottle up when I go hiking. Yeah. Or normally I'm in my check shirt. But when I saw Mr. Arash was suited and booted, I said, crikey, time to go put a shirt and blazer on. So Arash, thank you so much for your time today.
No, my pleasure. I was going to say, I'm looking forward to the next bottle for us to review.
Oh, you've gone now. Oh, there you are.
No, sorry. I'm looking forward to the next bottle we can review.
Well, next time you'll have to, well, you may even do it down here, because I've got half of my collection, all my collection is here, including...
You can tell me what's in the UK that I can get.
Because this actually, and I'm not going to, I don't want to set up the precedent, but I'm always very happy to send a bottle along for a first time for an interview like this, so that we can always share and introduce people to the world of rum, which I got into a couple of years ago. And really good. I have to say that the best rums, and the whiskey enthusiasts may want to cut my balls off about this, but I would say that the best rums are much more affordable than the best whiskey. Yeah, you're a that's really good. For me, I'm like a beginner. I'm interested in the bottles, the top. As you can see from the website, he's a man who appreciates his design.
Yeah, design. I like that. I'm concerned about drinking all of it, because once it's gone, it's like, what do I do with the bottle? Because it's so nice. That's one. A link
will be in the description below, where I got this bottle from the Whiskey Exchange, which is based in the UK.
Nice.
And they do a lot of exclusive bottlings there. I am not sponsored by them, not at all. I would love to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call this interview wraps now. Arash, it's been great having a bit of face-to-face time with you. And I look forward to seeing you down in Monaco with the AF10 or the AF8, because the AF8 looks stunning. Arash, thank you much for joining. My name's been Christian. I am the Rum Director. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to #RumForYourLife. Please go check out Arash Cars. Have a look at their AF10, their AF8, all three versions of it. And stay tuned for notice of their new electric hypercar, the AFX.